Hi, this is Coach Colette, host of the Start Within podcast, and welcome to this week's episode of Financial Fridays. Did you know that November is National Diabetes Month? I thought that I would share some information and statistics to help you to consider and think about this very important health condition. More than 88 million American adults have pre-diabetes. Now, with pre-diabetes, blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not yet high enough to be diagnosed as type 2 diabetes. And if that's a little bit hard to think about, the same fact put in another way is 1 in 3 American adults. So that could be you, your favorite aunt, or your cousin who has pre-diabetes. Broadly speaking, the percentages of adults living with diagnosed or undiagnosed diabetes was 22% in the Latinx community, 20% in the Black community, and 19% in the Asian community. So this is something that we need to take seriously and really look at the broader implication of our lifestyle and our habits. Having pre-diabetes raises your risk for getting type 2 diabetes, heart disease, or a stroke. A family history of diabetes could also contribute to your risk for type 2 diabetes, as well as having high blood pressure. And we could probably imagine the fact that being inactive can also increase your risk for type 2 diabetes. So what can we do about all of this? Even as in the Northern Hemisphere, we are moving into cooler weather, and even with pandemic and lockdown, physical activity is important. So whether that's the ability to walk outside or take a jog or a run with your mask, or running around in your apartment, or doing jumping jacks, doing something that gets your body physically moving. The ideal is for 150 minutes per week, so that's about a half an hour for 5 days, but you can always split that up. It's just really important to get moving. And I say this to myself too, because I realize that I have definitely developed more of a sedentary lifestyle due to working from home pretty much all of the time. So I also need to remind myself to get up and to stretch and to move my body. You want to keep your weight in a healthy range for your body frame and your body type. This doesn't mean starving yourself. This doesn't mean going on crazy diets. It's just connected to keeping yourself physically active and keeping your weight in a healthy range. Speaking of food, you want to make sure that you're eating healthy foods. So lots of fruits, lots of veggies, good proteins, healthy proteins, and minimizing sugar, and processed foods. You definitely want to stay hydrated, to drink lots of water, and that's also something that I sometimes need to remind myself of. Not just having tea or coffee, but really making sure that you are drinking water. And for me, sometimes I've been known to add some essential oils like a lemon or a citrus flavor to them because it's healthy and it helps it to taste good. And lastly, if you still are a smoker, it would really be a great time to consider quitting or weaning yourself off, because that can definitely also increase your risk for type 2 diabetes. So I hope that these facts and healthy lifestyle suggestions are helpful for you. Now get ready and listen up to today's tip from Singh.
Hello everyone, this is Singh aka Investing with your weekly Financial Friday tip. Instead of talking about finances, I just want to let you know that yesterday, November 19th, was International Men's Day. I suggest you appreciate all the men in your life with little things you can do for them and suggestions on how to improve them, and maybe even give them a gift. With that said, that is your weekly Financial Friday tip, and I'll speak to you soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Coach Colette with this week's Unplugged segment. I feel like today I am stuck in a bit of uncertainty. With the recent spikes in coronavirus cases around the country, also here in New York City schools being closed down again, I feel like I am having a rewind back to March and April. And as the holidays approach, with Thanksgiving less than a week away now, I honestly am not sure what is the best way to celebrate. And so this is Unplugged. And, as a coach, I always feel like I want to provide inspiration and motivation and guidance. And I am here for that. And I'm also here for being real about my experiences. When I was on a group call one day this week and we were all talking about what we are grateful for, the thing that I mentioned was being grateful for technology. And another person said the same thing because they were saying, I don't think I'm going to travel home for the holidays, meaning travel to another state. So even though my parents and I, we all live in New York City, we live in different boroughs. And for me and for us, the safest choice so far has really been to do virtual connections. So whether it's on the portal or on Zoom, we've been connecting virtually every week since I got them the device back in the spring. I honestly don't know how we're going to spend Thanksgiving. We do have a dinner reservation to meet up in Manhattan, although I actually honestly am feeling nervous about it. I haven't been on the subway since March, and my parents have not been on a subway since March, or even earlier. I actually don't know the last time it was that they were on a subway. I wanted to share all of this with you because I'm imagining that I am probably not alone, that there are many others of you listening who are also wrestling with what's the best way to connect, what's the best way to celebrate, what's the best way to gather in ways that are safe. And I saw this meme on, I believe it was on Facebook, I think it was last week actually, that said something like, having a virtual Thanksgiving so that you don't have an ICU Christmas. And at the time I thought, oh my God, that's so dramatic. And yet as the holiday approaches, I'm feeling, wow, it feels really real. So this week on Instagram, I did my Tapping Tuesdays segment. And this week I focused on the chin point. The chin point helps to release confusion, doubt, and uncertainty. So I'm feeling like that there might be a need for us to do some more tapping on the chin point. So tapping on the chin point, I tap to release confusion, doubt, and uncertainty. We could also tap on the under eye point, which is the point that focuses on releasing anxiety, fear, and worry. So when you tap on the under eye point, it's just right where you feel the bone of your eye sockets, and you can tap there. I tap to release anxiety, fear, and worry. I want you to know that you can make whatever choices you feel are the best and the safest for you and your family and your friends and your loved ones, with whomever that you would normally or otherwise connect with during this holiday season. Since next week's episode will be after the actual holiday, I want to take this time to wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be loved. Next week, we'll all get to talk about what we actually did on the day. Take care, be well, have a wonderful weekend, and if you need to tap after this, feel free to rewind and tap on your chin point or tap on the under eye point. Be well. If you enjoyed this episode and haven't already subscribed, you can do so on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. You also can connect with me on Instagram at Coach_Colette for more inspiration on personal growth and wellness. Want to help us create more great content and host more live podcast events? Then join our Start Within tribe and support this podcast with a small donation to help sustain our future episodes. Visit anchor.fm/coach-colette/support to get started today. You know, this podcast is truly my passion project, and I really appreciate your continued support. Get ready to start within to finish strong.